I'm here with Blvk H3ro at his EP release party.
Check.
Beautiful blend of reggae, Afro, electronic music with inspiration behind doing a whole album with such a unique.
I like how you put beautiful in the first thing because that's what this is. It's just a moment I connected with Glassface. We met through a mutual friend of ours called Rex Pudo. He's like protege of Rick Rubin, basically. He's working the Who's of Who's. And we met there and we just found our own like relationship, you know what I mean? And went over to his crib one day and he has like this 6 studio in like his garage and it was just a beautiful moment. We were high, we were laughing, we were talking, we were connecting different worlds and the music was flowed. So it was really an inspiration to blend my culture, which is the dancehall aspect of reggae, and his world, which is this kind of electronic pop synth kind of world, you know what I mean? So I was very interested to hear it sounded and that's what became Echo, isn't it? And we decided not to even call it an EP, but a capsule because Dragon Ball Z being an anime head and also like we can give more short bursts of this that's separate from our own individual market. As a reggae artist, I could do this with him in short form. So it's cool. Yeah.
I love not confining yourself to one genre.
Yeah, at least right now. Sure.
You are a super style dude. Who's your style icon?
Oh man, I've never been asked that before because and now that I hear it, I want to say like, yo, it's all me, it's all swag, but really and truly, the most defining thing about me is my hair. So I remember vividly seeing David Hines' picture as a kid, and I was just like, what is that? Like, I want to know what. So I think it just planted a seed. And it became that. And then this is just 2024. Like, if you're watching this, this is 2024. This is how we dress. This is how we cool. It's like we go through periods of baggy pants and tight pants and baggy pants. And, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Nick has on the corduroy with the mixed match, you know, with the Nikes, with the Clarks. You know, it's just, that's what we're doing right now. You know? So, yeah, that's the vibe. I just go with the flow. But I think it's really inspired from, like, older reggae artists and like my love for hip hop and fashion. You know? Yeah.
You just had a song hit 20 million on Spotify. Next one, which is insane. How did that feel?
Yo, it's like when you see something move from even 1 to 100, you're like, I made it. Like, yes, like let's keep going. Like, so to see something move from like 100 to 20 million is like, it's like, okay, like this is something, and it goes again to, as you said, not trying to like hold back all my talents. This morning I went live and I was saying to everybody, yo, some places might see certain things as weaknesses where another environment might see it as a strength. So all my life I've thought like holding back myself and trying to fix this box and fit this box would be the key. And lo and behold, it's just me taking a chance at like, yeah, but I can do this too. And big up to Trinix, big up to Warner, big up to Leslie for making it happen so fast. And that's really like a team effort too, because for the team to believe that can happen, for Trinix to believe I could do that, for me, even me to believe it, like, it's just sick, yo.
That's nice. It's definitely a lesson in that.
It makes me just believe in music a little bit, you know? Like, made me feel like there's some magic that I can't control, which is what I love.
Yeah. It seems like you collaborate with lots of different artists. Who's your dream collaboration?
Vybz Kartel.
Okay.
Michael Jackson. And it can be done because Drake got a verse. You know, I just got to keep being fire and just keep working and growing and meet the right people. And Michael Jackson. And the last one would be Kirk Franklin. Those are the 3 pillars of my, like, musical existence. Like, yeah.
Okay, so I have to ask you about this. I saw a video of you smoking weed with Paul McCartney. So what was that moment like? And can you share what he said to you?
That's a crazy thing. He said absolutely nothing.
Really?
But we were having a telepathic conversation. So that moment was trippy. It was like, that was the time I was like just nominated for a Grammy, and I was like in the Grammy parties, and I saw like Coffee was performing. I was like, oh, Stella McCartney. All right, I'm gonna go to this invitation. Let's go. Went with the team, and we were chilling. I'm not smoking any weed all this time. Like 30 minutes in, that's not me. But I'm there, and I'm like, yo, I'm gonna start smoking some weed. Like, I can start smoking some weed. So this is a Grammy party. Miguel is there. Usher's there, all kind of people's there. So every time a higher level superstar comes in, the, everybody starts talking about that person. So now the goat of all goats comes in, so everybody's like a kid again. So he walks in, and you're just like, oh my God, that's Paul McCartney. And I'm just there like, yo, should I go meet him? Should I go meet him? And this girl was like, yo, yeah, you should go look at you. Yo, you're Jamaican. Yeah, you should go. And then the Jamaican gene just kicked it in and said, man, hey, nobody no bigger than me. Like, not in like an ego way, just like, I'm Jamaican, I'm cool, like, fuck all that shit. Like, I'm not running down nobody. Like, start smoking my spliff, and then his daughter was like, something smells real good. And I was like, yeah, it's that thing that killed John Wayne. And then the father just peeped out over the shoulder like, my guy. And he just walked, he left the security in the middle of the whole party. He just walked over to me. So now everybody's like, who's that? And he just smoked my spliff out my hand. I was about to smoke and I stopped him. And I was like, yo, bro, this shit is powerful. This is like rapper weed. Like, even I'm having a hard time. Like, be careful. Because I think he's like 8,000 at this point. So I'm like, careful. I didn't even know he was smoking weed, all that shit in his past life. I was like, okay.
They're doing a lot more than
Yeah, man, but I figured it out because he just gave me a look when I touched him. Like, bro, you don't know. I'm like, in his mind, I was just reading his mind, like, you don't know me. Like, I've been smoking with Bob Marley. I've been smoking before you were born. He just hit this thing. The biggest puff and just blow that shit in my face. Like, do you know who you're doing? Just hit it 2 more times, and then that's when the camera started going up. And that's when the security was like, no, and then they moved him. So he didn't say nothing, but he's just like looking at me like, I'm gangster. Like, don't play with me. Like, all right, sick.
Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
You're from Jamaica, and now you live in LA, right?
It's like a balance. It's like, I'd like to say I still live in Jamaica, but this is a place where, man, they call it the lands of folks and James, and I'm really starting to believe. So it's a place where I see I could really work in this.
Was there any big culture shock when you first started living here, touring around, like
The biggest one was I love bringing up Nick all the time. Nick is my like example for a lot of things.
Really?
Sarah Lewis, all of them. Like, let me tell you why. You see in Jamaica, if you ask anybody about midnight, 1 out of 10 might know. If that. 1 out of 10 knows Don Carlos. 1 out of 10 knows the root and organization of reggae music. Even I wasn't into his music like that until I met them. And I heard like, oh, whoa. Because, you know, Akabeka, all that. So the culture shock for me was when you're in different environments, you hear different things. You know, it's not negative. It's just like people might think people outside the culture might not love or understand the music or might not geek out or nerd out about the shit. But it's far from that. They love this shit almost more than we. That's the culture shock for me. I could talk about a million things, but that's the biggest one. Seeing them, you know, play the proper bass line better than some of the best. Like, to want to even like go deep and to make that type of music. For me, that was like a good culture shock. People always say it's a bad, always want to talk about the bad culture shocks. I'm going to say the good one. Like, these kids fuck with it, bro. And I love that. And it makes me happy. Like, yeah.
All right, that's amazing to hear. I'm glad to hear it. I got the last little thing for you. Can you play a little this or that?
Yeah.
We'll say 2 things. Tell me what you prefer.
All
right. Reggae or Afrobeat? Starting off with the hard one.
Circle back to that.
All right, we'll come back to that.
Circle back to them.
Tupac or Big?
Oh.
I'm so sorry.
All right, as a Jamaican, Tupac connected more to us as like ghetto youth. But Biggie for the flow, so I'm gonna go with Biggie because his flow is impeccable. You can't catch it.
Biggie had Jamaican parents
and he
too.
has Jamaican. So I didn't even use that, but hey, like I can't go around it. I could talk about that for an hour. I'm equally a fan of both. I'm not gonna.
All right, this one's gonna. I think it might be good. Peter or Bond?
Bunny Whale.
All right.
Yeah. All right. So reggae and Afrobeats. I'm gonna go with reggae. It's just we're younger, so you tend to respect things that have an older origin. So reggae. Afrobeats is like it's young on the scene and it's doing impeccable shit. So you just gotta give it credit.
There you have it.
Sativa.
Cuba.
Yeah.
Okay. And choking.
Hey, for me, one comes before the other. It's like, hey, boom. It's like, a little balance, you know? Yeah. Let me prefix this first. Because Jamaicans are all over New York. Let me tell you. I love hip-hop for hip-hop. I didn't know there was the South and the East and the West until I came here. And I found out 90% of the hip-hop I love was from the West. So let's go. Yeah.
Word, yeah. All right, what do you expect next from you?
My first full reggae album. Like, that's what's next for me. I'm working with there's some cool kids and some elders, you know. Big up to Bonsai, big up to Lewis from Aspect Media. You know, just big up everybody that's a part of this journey, you know, Sean. And that's really what's next, like bringing forward my foundation in my own way, you know what I mean? And before that, just hella collabs. I want to be the Guinness Book of Records most collab artist ever. So I'm just putting that out there.
First.
Yeah.
Let's go. We can't wait to see it.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you. Say what?
Bum, bum.
That is it.